everybody, Wise Guy here. I'm bringing you an abnormal video. I'm bringing you tips and tricks on some various subjects, but also about the warrior in general here. I got a lovely message from Mr. Gimli here, and I'm going to go ahead and read it off to you. Hey, I've been an avid viewer of your Guild Wars 2 videos, and I've gotten my own warrior in the game up to level 50 myself. Most of what I do in the game is reflected off of your videos and various other sources of information. That being said, I was just curious as to how you leveled up, builds, weapons, etc., and what build, weapons, and so on you run with now when you do PvE. If you even do PvE on your warrior, I know a lot of people don't. Along with that, if you could throw in some general information / tips about the class, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Gimli. So first of all, Gimli, thank you for watching, and I'm glad it's helping you out and you like it. So I'm definitely going to continue it. I'm going to tell you right now, literally an hour ago, I recorded another episode of the 80s, so expect that soon. So let's get right to it. This is my warrior. This is the Pride. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. Ooh, cow. This is Wise Guy 1. He's my main warrior and whatnot. Oh god, the cows are pissed. Well, let's get rid of the cows first, shall we? Alright, so first hint, you wanted to know about leveling. Well, here's a pretty good example right here. This event. Events, they make very, very good leveling. So let's see if we can finish this real quick. There we go. Now remember, I'm scaled up. I'm in Queensdale, the little low-level area, the beginning area for humans. I just got 7,335 XP for that, and I don't know if you saw, but I went up quite a considerable amount on my bar down here. Now remember, it's scaled up for me because I'm an 80, but even if you're in a low level, you'll still get a lot of XP for doing events, and this was only a bronze. If it was a gold, I would have probably gotten 8, 9,000 somewhere in there. So make sure you do your events. If I'm reading your letter correctly, it is what you made is your first character in the game. So you probably won't be able to do a whole lot of mega crafting like those of us that have been in the game a long time and have been able to store up resources and all that. So, but that is a very good method for craft is to craft, especially with those crafting boosters. And I don't think I have any on me right now. I just came out of a dungeon story mode, so that's why I got all that junk in there I haven't cleaned up. But so crafting is a good way, and there's also a good place to do some farming at about your level. Again, it'll scale up to whatever level you are. That's here in Harathi. So if you get a nice little group of friends, or you just tag along with a Zerg or something, it'll be great. But here in Harathi, there's a series of events that ends with killing a champion Harathi that actually gives you some Dragonite out of the deal. But there are, let's count it out here. From right here, this is where you start, and it looks like somebody already did it, and that's the event up there. Was going to it, but from here you get an event that goes right here, and then you get another event to go over to here and take this, and then another event to hold this. And then once you successfully hold that, you then get an event to come over to here, where you kill a champion here and here. So that couple champion bags out of the deal, and stuff like that. So then you get an event to then where it is right here to go up in here and kill a bunch of stuff. And then you move into this general area and kill more stuff. And then you get another event to hold it, where you kill stuff that's in this general area. And then finally it finishes off with killing the mega boss. So that's how many events? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events in this zone that you can do. That's a lot of what's it called? Events that you can do there. If I just got bronze in all of them and you saw 7,000 per XP per each completed event, that's 49,000 XP. That would get me quite a considerable amount here. That'd get me, I'm so bad at math on the fly, that'd give me about 20% of a bar rather rapidly. And that's not counting the kills, that's just event completion. Not counting, this is a very good area to farm in for XP. Also, use some of those boosters you may have gotten from chests or exploring worlds, which brings me to another way to level, is to explore. Uncover all the waypoints, your skill points, your vistas, your point of interest, all of that in an area, and you will actually get a ton of rewards. Exploring gives you so much XP, I can't stress it. It is very boring work. Yes, I will say it is very boring, but it just yields so much experience, it makes it very much worthwhile. So those are some good tips on how to level up. Let's see here. I got your list, your letter printed out here. That being said, I was just curious how you leveled up. What builds, weapons, and so on do you do when I do PvE? I mainly just do PvE and World vs. World. Let me get out of there because that's a really dark area. I want to go back here. I mainly just do World vs. World on my warrior. I don't really do a whole lot of structured PvP. The only PvP I generally do is in World vs. World. But my build, as you can see, is probably not standard build. I'm sure you've heard the term Zerker before, and I actually have the gear for it. A Zerker is a warrior that just goes pure crit damage, so they have a lot of critical damage. They do massive amounts of damage. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but it's only good for limited purposes, and if everybody in your group is a Zerker too, generally, because Zerkers don't have a whole lot of toughness to them. My build here is a little bit different. I like to consider I made this myself. I didn't find it. I was just playing around with it. I'm a power type warrior, a tanker, I guess you could say. Full on power, full on defense, and basically discipline 10 just for the nice little bonus of I move 25% faster whenever I'm wielding a great sword. I like being able to run fast. So I'm a little abnormal, and I'm sure a lot of warriors might leave comments here and say, boy, your build sucks. I don't care. My build works awesome. I do a ton of damage. It works out for me, and I can tank it. I can tank like a beast. But for power, just do number 3, Great Fortitude. Actually, that doesn't seem right. I don't know. I'll look at that later. But these are the two main ones: Great Sword and Berserker's Power. More power. I do 15% more whenever my little adrenaline bar down here is full, and I never use it. But I also use Great Sword, as you can see with Twilight here. I like the AoE capabilities and just the massive amounts of damage you can do. You can actually do some minor condition damage with slowing your enemies down. For my secondary, I like to use Rifle as my ranged weapon of choice. Also, mainly because you can use Cripple to kite enemies around. I just did this in Twilight Arbor, actually. Just did this to an enemy the entire time as he was trying to chase me while the rest of the party beat on him. I just did this the entire time. Skill-wise, I like Healing Signet because it grants me a lot of healing over time. So let me see if I can tick off a bull here and I can show you. Here we go. Or I'm just going to let them go to town. But as you can see, the little green numbers, I'm actually regenning. And it's going to take them a long time for them to kill me, if they can. I don't know if they're going to slow down. But that's going to get really loud. But you can see it just regens over time. But it's not that good at giving you direct healing. And then you lose that regen ability for 20 seconds. So the greatest asset with Healing Signet is your regenning over time, especially while in combat. It's awfully useful. For number 7, I like 4 Great Justice because it gives me might, more power, and a 20% crit chance, which, you know, I'm not a crit type warrior, but crits are definitely nice. On my mark, give my enemy vulnerability along with my Greatsword number 1 skill. I can make sure they stay invulnerable for a very long time, the entire duration I'm fighting them, so they take more damage. And this skill right here can be swapped out for whatever the situation calls for. I'm partial to Endure Pain because it allows me to tank something for an extra 4 seconds. If we get into a fight with some mega beast that does an AoE, if I see he's going to be a pain in the butt and do something awesome, I'll try here with these harpies. And there we go. I hit it, and look, they're doing absolutely 0 damage to me. For 4 seconds, they can't do anything to me. So that's a very useful skill. Now let me clean them up here. Just die already, Harpy. Thank you kindly. but that skill can be replaced out depending on whatever situation calls for. Maybe you want a banner instead, a banner of strength. I've sometimes replaced it with a banner of strength to give me more power. I've also been known to replace it with, where is the one I'm looking for? Shake It Off. A nice condition removal, get rid of some conditions. That's a good one to hold in there too. Or honestly, even if you want some kind of more signet to decrease your damage, Dolyak Signet. That works too. It's a universal skill you can swap out. And also the Elite. Finally, the Elite. I like to use Signet of Rage because it gives you, again, more fury and more might, but you can also use your Battle Standard of Honor. Battle Standard is a very good Elite. I don't use any of these. Those were kind of a waste, I feel. So was Avatar, Melandra, and Reaper of Granith. I've never used those. But Battle Standard and your Signet of Rage are probably going to be your go-to elites, generally. So those are the skills and the types of build I use. I like to use my own type of setup. And you asked about weapons. Okay, let's show me the weapons and the gear. I like to use, as you can see, Twilight. And I have on there power, precision, and critical damage to give me, a little bit more oomph to my stuff. The Predator, power, precision, and crit damage, same thing really. I don't have any defensive infusions. Okay, the armor and the accessories are what we're going to look at here. As you can see from what I've got so far, toughness is what reigns supreme. I like having a lot of toughness. Again, Zerker Warriors, nice, but 0 toughness, they die easily. I can tank, excuse me, I can tank really well as on my warrior here with this setup that I like to use. And but the chest piece is different. It just gives me some more crit damage. It is nice to have a lot of crit, not a lot, but some kind of crit damage. Is there a thing that tells me? Yeah, I have a 39% chance to crit with every strike, so I mean, it's not bad. I'll take it. It's more damage. But that's how I do it. I'm mainly toughness, power, and precision. That's how I like to roll. Gear-wise, pretty much the same deal. Power, precision, and toughness with a focus on toughness. Right there, that ring is crit damage with power. And the amulet right there is crit. And here's the back piece of power, precision, and toughness. Again, you'll see everything is pretty much the same. Power, precision, toughness, depending on what you want. Do you want to do more damage? Do power. Do you want to do more mega damage? Focus on your power, precision, and crit damage. Do you want to be able to tank a little bit more while doing some good damage? That's what I got here mainly. Alright, let's see here. What else is next on this list? Build, weapons, and so on when you run now and doing PvE. And this is all what I use for PvE. Remember, your number 9 skill is pretty universal. You can change any of these out with whatever. When I'm running World vs. World with this guy, I just sometimes, not all the time, I like to change it up to something along these lines with throw bolas, perhaps maybe throw in Dolyak Signet for reduced damage, and Fear Me. There we go. That'll work. Fear Me if they get too close, or maybe I just want to leave Endure Pain in, so I frustrate them for 4 seconds and they can't do too much damage to me. You can change it up however you want. Well, if you could throw in some general tips and information about the class, I would greatly appreciate it. I will throw you in some tips here real quick. If you're using a greatsword, I recommend, if you got a nice group of enemies somewhere, let's go find a nice group of enemies. Here we go. Here's a nice group of little enemies. I recommend that you run them to a wall or something that you can run right into. And watch this. Your number 3 skill, your whirling attack, point it right into the wall. That way, your swings will hit all of the enemies 4 times. Under normal conditions, oh, these guys are getting ready to go do bandit, so let me go out this way. Under normal conditions, your number 3 skill will only do this. See, that guy only got hit once, whereas before he got hit with many different things. So that's one good thing with a great sword that you can do a little bit differently. Let's see here. Gov. One sec. Um, what else? What other tips and tricks can I give you? I really don't know if there are any more tips and tricks that I can give as a warrior. That's the main thing. The number 3, the whirling attack. Throw yourself into a wall and point it at the wall is the greatest thing I can tell. And actually, here's Xena, a person in my guild, and she likes to use double axe because double axe gives you lots of AOE damage. So that it all depends upon your playstyle and how you want to play it. Yeah, there's really no other tips and tricks I can think of right off the top of my head. I've told you everything I think I can right now. Of course, as soon as I'm done recording, I'll probably think of something different. But, alright, Gimli. I hope I was able to help you out a little bit. Again, thank you so much for watching. Stop looking at Xena. There we go. I was hopeful I could help you out a little bit, and I'm hoping it did. And thank you again for watching. I'm glad I'm able to help. But, alright. That's all I got for now. Some tips and tricks and my build and how to level and all that good stuff. So keep on watching, and I'll try not to disappoint you. We're almost there. We're almost ready to kill Zhaitan. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. One final note. Here's the build in action, so just you tell me. That's a Mercur Shore level 80 area, and that's a Risen. So you tell me if that's fast enough for you. I feel like it's the build I use. It's just fine. So there we go. Kill, 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 and bam. And that's it. I don't even think I lost any health. I didn't even need to use Endure Pain. Oh, also, and don't forget your food. Some food items. I am partial to Superior Sharpening Stones and the Plates of Truffle Steak. See, I told you I'd forget something after I stopped recording. Alright, I'll see you guys later.